guys have to come for me. Fancy your own. There's one more for me, there we go.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, ice cream here, boys.
Can we get all three of you to your right-hand side, please?
I'm very excited. It's been like this weight on my chest for the last 2 years, and finally people are getting to see it. And the response already has been so overwhelmingly incredible, and I can't wait for all the episodes to be out and for people to fall in love with Kamala, you know, and to see what I saw when I picked up those comics the first time. Well, she's a 16-year-old kid from Jersey City, and she's obsessed with the Avengers and particularly Captain Marvel, and I think a lot of that appeal kind of comes from, you know, the simplicity of a superhero's life. They fight crime and they look cool doing it, and you know, Kamala has to deal with boys and religion and high school and all the problems that come with growing up, and on top of that, superpowers. So yeah, I think she's a very relatable character, and we relate to that confusion of you know, not knowing where you fit in this world. And on top of that, she's a giant nerd, and I think, you know, that's a really special thing she gets to share with real life MCU fans. That fascination and excitement over the Avengers is so real, and you know, it's the first time we're really getting to see something like this in the Marvel Universe and from a different perspective. We got some really incredible Pakistani creatives on our show who, you know, have all put in their own special connection to Kamala in the story and making it as specific as possible and as relatable as possible and just as authentic as possible. Yeah, I just hope they are able to relate to something, whether it's Kamala and her love of the Avengers and just, you know, the time and dedication that it takes to be a fan, or, you know, if it's someone in her community or her family or her friends at school. I think we have such universal characters, and there's really someone for everyone. Meeting people, being in the Marvel Universe, it's my entire life growing up is the only thing I talked about, and now I'm actually in it, and it's really surreal, and I'm so happy I could share this with the world.
I'm still trying to process it. It's crazy. I mean, I'm here next to Iman right now, and I'm like, we've been working on this for such a long time, and it's something that I've always hoped would come to fruition, this series and this type of representation. So for it to be happening today and in a week is crazy. Kamran is a new boy in town, and he immediately connects with Kamala. And I think that he kind of acts as a foil within their relationship for Kamala. And there's like these parallels between his relationship with his mother and Kamala's relationship with her mother. And he's very much a mummy's boy. And he's kind of mysterious, I guess. I guess we'll have to kind of wait and see how that arc plays out. There's more to come. It's great. We immediately got on. From the second we jumped on a screen test together over Zoom, and she was in Toronto and I was here in London, in my hometown. And I don't know, we just clicked instantly, and it never feels like work when I'm with her. It never feels like work when I'm with her. We're always just like laughing and having a good time. So she's made it a lot easier for me, I think. Actually insane. My family here tonight, and I'm such a huge Marvel fan. Like, I used to go to university and wait outside and, you know, with all my friends and kind of go to the screenings or go to the midnight shows and try and catch everything. So the fact that I'm here right now is still trying to wrap my head around it. From this series, I think that it's the first time hopefully fans will feel represented. Like myself, like Iman, we're huge fans, and she's got such a larger-than-life imagination, and it's kind of like, I don't know, there's like this Into the Spider-Verse type feel, but live action, but obviously so unique because it's Miss Marvel, and yeah, she's crushed it, and the whole team has crushed it. Most challenging is trusting myself and knowing that, you know, you can't, a lot of things have come from the comics, and you have to kind of know that this is Marvel and be like, no, like, I'm always going to trust them, you know, and so that's like been the easy part, but the hard part has been trusting myself and being like, oh wow, like yeah, I'm Kamran, I guess, and like just processing it all, and I think we've all gone on this journey of self-discovery throughout this process, and I think hopefully people come away proud of our culture after this and see it in a positive light, and that's most important.
Well, Miss Marvel is Marvel's first Pakistani superhero, and she's not just Pakistani, I think she represents the entire of South Asia, and I think that's an incredibly special thing because, I mean, I grew up in Pakistan, I'm from Karachi, and when we were growing up, you never saw anybody who like looked like you and on the big screen. I mean, you saw Superman, Batman, all the cartoons and the live action stuff, and I think that it kind of reinforced an idea that superheroes kind of look a particular way. And I think that this is so exciting because generations growing up now, they know that a superhero can look like them, and I think that's not just representation, I think that speaks to a generational mindset, so that's very exciting. Miss Marvel grows up in Jersey City, and I think, I mean, like everybody, she's a superhero fan. And I think she goes on a journey of not only self-reflection but of culture and identity. And later on in the series, I think what Disney and Marvel have done that's really cool is a fusion between Pakistani artists and other artists from around the world. And I think that, I mean, that's where my character comes in later on in the series, where, I mean, a bunch of like people from Karachi, some actors out, Nimra, Fawad, we get to share kind of something special later on in this series. I think that's still a surprise, but it's part of the journey, and we come in later on and we get to show the audience something that means a lot to us from Pakistan. I think it was really exciting to work with artists that are from Pakistan, and you get to share this kind of thing because we were all bringing the same thing to the table, and that was very, very exciting. And Sharmeen Obed-Chinoy and Iman, they're all amazing, amazing artists, and to collaborate with them and bring a bit of Karachi to the screen, a bit of Pakistan to the screen, I thought that was very, very fun and a big privilege to be able to do that. I think the audience is, I mean, we've seen a lot of Marvel shows come out, but I think the way this is especially different is, I think, as I mentioned before, the fusion between Pakistani culture. I mean, you can see on the posters the Pakistani art and artists that are bringing their truck art and their signature to the show. I think that is very special, and Pakistani art has always been so vibrant and colorful, and I think to see that in the MCU is going to be very